Okay, here we go. Hello and welcome. I'm Glimo. I'm the Keeper of the Chronicles for this Call of Cthulhu massive Nyarlathotep campaign on Roll20, streaming to Twitch and YouTube. Welcome to session 37. 37 in a row? What horrors will you unearth in China this week? So it's been a while since we played. Here's the quick reminder of what happened last time. Last session, you talked to Captain Azoj. He told you that he fears a new weapon is being created and that Jack Brady is at the heart of it. He told you that Brady is involved with some private military group and that they have a warehouse on Chongsan Road, and that their leader, Chu Min, has breakfast every morning at the Autumn Morning Tea House. You agreed to keep each other apprised going forward. You called Mr. Mu Sin, but you didn't give him a compelling enough reason to meet with you, so he told you he was too busy. You called Madame Lin Yenyu and made an appointment to see her the next day. The next morning, you went to the Autumn Morning Tea House and tried to talk to Chu Min. Not knowing who you were, he didn't want to talk to you. Martin contacted his army buddies and found out that Chu Min runs Firm Action, the militant branch of the revolutionary group New China. You know that they have a sizable force, and they are well armed. You then met with Madame Lin. She confirmed much about what you've heard about the Order of the Bloated Woman. Things were going really well, right up until you said that you hoped to meet with Jack Brady soon and he was going to share things with you. You very quickly found yourselves thrown off the property. Early Saturday morning, you scouted out Ho Fang's warehouse. It's pretty sizable and well guarded. You realized that part of the warehouse is built over the pier and suspect there might be a way in from there. You also talked to the harbor master and found out that the yacht, the Dark Mistress, docks regularly near Ho Fang's warehouse, but it only ever docks after sunset and is always gone by midnight. So, it is the afternoon of Saturday, December 5th, 1925. What are you doing?
I'm thinking I want to check. I either want to try to actually kind of see Moo, or I want to go to before we try to do this operation. I'd really like to go to where that organization meets, the militant one, because the one where the guy wouldn't meet us at the tea shop. Yeah, firm action.
Are you going to get shot?
I hope not, but we've been dancing around trying to, find this guy, and I have a funny feeling we're going to have to be a little bit more forceful about it. Maybe not get shot, but kind of go. We know he's kind of working with this group, and maybe by actually going there, hopefully he's there, and he'll actually, by us showing up, he might at least have an audience with us. I also think that Moo might our guy seems to be avoiding us, and I would love to push that as well. But I want to see what you guys thought, because as much as I want to hit this warehouse, I would prefer knowing a little bit more about what we're dealing with here in China.
That seems very reasonable.
Which part?
I'm not real sure. That's why I wanted to talk to you guys. What do you think? I don't even know if we know where this guy Moo lives.
You do not.
You're right. But we do know where this warehouse place is.
You have a general... You know that it's on You know the street that it is on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it means taking a risk, but
Wait, this is a different warehouse? I've
yeah, this is a
totally
different
forgotten it.
warehouse. This is where that militant group meets.
Did we not scope that out last time? Or was that just the whole Fang place?
So you
Ho
scoped out
Fang.
Ho Fang's warehouse last time, and you met the guy at the
Right, the tea
tea house. He basically told you to get bent. Um,
How do we know he has a warehouse?
Azoj Taro told you.
Our contact,
The
or I should
Japanese
say,
captain who's been following you
Oh, yeah.
around.
didn't the guy with that was a friend or with the Chinese military have some connection there too?
You don't have any connections, so so Martin's friend gave you the lowdown about firm action.
All right, that's what I thought. We'd got confirmation from both of them that they're at this warehouse. Been long enough. I'm probably mixing information up. What do you gentlemen think?
As I said, I think it's a good idea. I think we would have to at some point check out this warehouse and check these radicals. I mean, they're, from the sounds of it, are currently our best bet to locate Brady.
Not only that, but they might be an ally.
Or
Or
the
at least-
very least, if they got something that's useful that we could give them to our Japanese contact, maybe we can get a favor out of him.
I don't know. Japanese and Chinese don't exactly get along a whole lot. That wouldn't be a wise decision. I don't think we want to mention the Japanese to him unless we.
No. I mean, if he tells us something that we can then turn around to give to our Japanese contact, that would ingratiate the guy to us, not him, right? I'm just saying, anything we get, regardless, to help strengthen our position with somebody to give us a hand, because we need a couple of allies, one way or the other. No, I know. I wasn't suggesting, water and oil, right? Got it.
I already made that mistake with the lady. That's I'll take full blame for that one.
Yeah, sorry if I was unclear. That's kind of what I meant more. I wasn't suggesting that. It's more of like, hey, they drop us a note. Hey, they're going to assassinate the Japanese ambassador. We take it around, let our contact, and then, he's in our debt.
So what do you guys want? Shall we hit the warehouse then?
Let's find it, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to attempt to find the warehouse.
Okay.
Hopefully this isn't a mistake.
So all you know is that the warehouse is on Cheongsan Road.
And we're going to attempt to get to Cheongsang Road.
But there are a lot of warehouses on that road.
So, Martin, you're somewhat familiar with the city. You know that Cheongsan Road is on the other side of the Wangpu River from where you guys are.
Pudong.
Yes. So the road, it goes from here to here on the map that we have.
All right.
That is what little you know. In order to get over to the other side of the river, you're going to have to go down to the docks, wait for a ferry, take the ferry across, and then do a fair amount of walking and then skulking around trying to find where on because it's a street that goes on for a couple of
Don't we have a
miles.
captain of rickshaws at this time?
You could get some rickshaws, you could get a taxi, um, however you want to get around. But that road goes on for you know 3 miles.
Sounds like a taxi to me.
So,
or do you think a rickshaw driver would have a better
I'm
idea?
guessing that you're all you know is Firm Action has a warehouse.
Do we have any street level contacts that might be able to narrow that down?
Might be able to talk to the Japanese guy again if he's at the bar.
How well known is this Firm Action group?
So what you found out last time is they're not terribly well known. I mean, so they're one of the many anti-government anarchist groups out there that are looking to change the status quo. But you don't know a whole lot past that.
So the average man on the street would.
The average man on the street probably hasn't heard of them specifically. They're not that well known. If you are politically connected or travel in those groups, then yes, you probably have heard of them. Of the various anarchist groups that are out there or anti-government groups that are out there, they are well bankrolled. They do have a fairly large group.
If pose the
I'm
question,
thinking if-
how well known are they? So not that terribly. How seriously are they taken?
They are very well trained and very well armed.
I'm thinking if we get near the area that more people might know somewhat where they're at.
And if it's a warehouse, it's probably relatively close to the docks, right?
So that this road does not go parallel to the docks. I'm sorry, it's parallel to the docks, but doesn't it's a few streets behind the general dock area.
It'll probably take us most of the afternoon to find it, but I think it would be well worth it. I'm hoping it's well worth it. Because we've kind of pussyfooted around trying to get a hold of Jack Brady. And it's obvious he hasn't put a reach out to us. We may have to push it.
Yeah, I always figured that Jack Brady was going to be one of those guys who's not going to come walking in the front door going, "Hi, I heard you wanted to talk to me," right?
Yeah,
I figured we were going to have to track him down to the ground.
And we know he helps train these guys, so I'm thinking that's our best chance.
Yeah, I mean, I think let's do it. Let's find this group, see
Martin,
what we can get on them.
What do you think? Do you think we should take a rickshaw that way or a taxi? Obviously, we're going to have to take a couple rickshaws, but what do you think is going to be our best bet for getting.
Well, first things first, you're going to have to take a boat to get across the river. You're not taking a rickshaw across the river.
Yeah, well,
They draw the line at swimming.
Especially probably that river in this area. We could probably get a ticket on a ferry pretty easily.
We'll pay double.
that's a pretty local area of town. I would think that the rickshaw drivers probably have more of the local color than a taxi, right? Because taxis are for
Yeah,
foreigners at this time.
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was thinking too. But I thought I'd ask you, Martin, since you know a little bit more about the area, at least better than I do.
Yeah, that would be my guess.
All right. Well, then we're going to try to catch a ferry across.
Okay. So, what's your plan once you get there? Just go up and down the street?
Well, we might. I'm thinking if we ask the rickshaw. Think we should ask the rickshaw driver?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us. We could start on either side of the street and sort of work towards each other. Maybe that would cut the time in half, I think.
True, except that if one of us finds the correct place, we might disappear before
Well, I mean, if there's 5 of us, we can break up in groups of 2 and 3, right?
Right.
The question is I think what are we going to do once we find the place? What's seriously? Do we have a story, or something that we want to give? So I think we should establish what we're going to do prior to actually getting there, and then trying to make up shit on the fly.
I say we should be saying that we're here to help Jack Brady.
Or maybe we could. I don't know how much of a rush.
We want to join up.
We could find like a local tea house and just kind of get a drink and taste it for a little bit to see who goes in and out before we barge in and say, "Hi, we're looking for this foreigner who's training you in how to kill people."
True. But I think once we find it, I think we should be definitely going here that we're here to help Jack Brady, that we have a mutual problem.
Martin, you're ex-military and Chinese, right?
Yes.
You're just one step away from revolutionary then. If anybody could
and actually
join up and fake a cover story that way, you would be you.
You should be the point man.
Yeah, actually in my backstory, I actually have that after the Great War, I fought over here for a while before I became a mercenary.
Why don't we, I say we make you the point man, and if it takes us a while to go down the street, it does.
Yeah, that's fine. We're not in a rush against like a cult ritual, right? We can take some time to do this.
Out of curiosity, what we know that things
always a cult ritual somewhere.
Have we figured out when they like to do their? Is there any big astrological things going on or astronomy things going on?
You tell me.
I don't know, since I have no clue.
I mean,
read him his horoscope, Eric.
You don't know anything about this cult. This is the first time that you have ever encountered this one.
Okay, but given the fact that we've met like 3 different cults, haven't they had something commonalities when it comes to this?
Yes, the other cults that you have dealt with have always had things happening on the new moon. You also know that there is a upcoming solar eclipse next month.
Yeah, so that's why I think, in all seriousness, that is those are our things, because we don't know anything about this cult, but the fact is we see something reoccurring so many multiple times every time we encounter one.
So here's the things that you know.
Yeah.
Today is December 5th. You know that the new moon is the night of December's 15th to 16th. You know the full moon is New Year's Eve. And you know that the eclipse, which you saw about in Nyarlathotep's chamber, is on January 14th of next year.
I don't know about you, but I go with the solar eclipse. If it was in his chamber, I don't know about you, but that seems a great time to do a ceremony.
All right. Well, but
That or the new moon.
we're not in a rush like for tomorrow
No.
or something, right?
No. Now we can do a slow search.
Yeah. Okay. Why don't we do that? I don't think there's not a streetwise skill, right?
There is not.
If we let George, since he's obviously of Chinese background, I think that would be our best bet.
Is that like just a spot hidden roll or something?
Well, I'll tell you what you find, and you guys tell me what you want to do with that. So you're literally just getting on a boat, going over, and then getting two rickshaws, and one of you starting at one end of the street and the other starting at the other end of the street.
Or we can all go together if there's no rush. How long it's going to cover for? How long will it take to do 3 miles? Like 3 hours?
I mean, depending on how hard you're looking, it's going to take at least an hour to go up and down the street by rickshaw. And if you're going to, you tell me what you're going to do for as far as scoping this place out more. So you're all going together now?
Yeah, I think that's the best thing.
Okay.
That we've established.
Yeah, I guess if like everybody doesn't speak Chinese, then maybe that's
that's the other thing too.
Okay. So are you starting at the west end of the street or the east end of the street?
The west end is probably more convenient, right? Because we're gonna cross from Puxi to Pudong.
Yes.
So the west end of the street would be closer to us once we get off the ferry.
Okay. Great. So, you pick up the trail over here. And let me just show this map to the people at home. Yeah, so you're gonna pick up the trail over here. And start rickshawing your way. Okay. So this is a fairly heavily industrialized area. It is close-ish to the docks, so there are a number of foundries, warehouse buildings, just generally, heavy industrial area. What are you doing to try and find out which one of these many buildings is the one you're looking for?
Can I talk to the rickshaw driver and maybe offer him some money? And with a general description. Oh, I assume we got a rickshaw driver over in Pudong, right? So
yes,
something relatively local to the street. Does the money loosen any tongues?
So what are you asking him?
I'm asking him if he has seen a group of men who might be potentially revolutionaries going in and out of a warehouse on a regular basis.
Okay. Make a luck roll. Hard success.
Almost an extreme success.
Okay. I will say that yes, you get very lucky, and with your bribe, he's even willing to tell you. Um, he says he, he says, well, this is kind of a little bit of a rough neighborhood. There's actually uh two different buildings that could uh could fit the bill here. Um, but maybe if you could tell him a little bit more about who you're looking for and maybe a little bit more of a bribe, he might be able to be more specific.
Okay. I give him more money and let him know the name of the organization we're looking for.
Um,
Or does he need more information than that?
sorry, hold on one second, guys. Um, do you have anything more to go on than just that it's firm action?
Uh, I let him know that it's affiliated to that Chinese gangster that we were unsuccessful in talking to.
Okay.
Mentioning Chu Min.
Okay. Yeah. So with you dropping the name Chu Min and a description of him, and a little bit more money, uh, um, he says, "Okay, here's what I'm gonna do for you, because you guys are generous individuals. I am not going to stop in front of their building because we'll all get killed.
Art man.
I support that idea.
I'm gonna drive us by it when we're about a block away. I'll stop, and if you guys are trying to go there yourselves, I'll let you off, a block and a half down the street, and that after that it's all your business. Or I'll turn around and take you back here." He says,
I give him another bill and say, could you, when you drop us off, could you wait for 15 minutes in case we need to make a speedy exit?
he
We're all just gonna pile in and watch this guy run.
he says, I don't know, man. That's these are some bad MFs, and I'm a little worried that if you piss them off, they're gonna come out guns blazing, and it's not really worth my life to take you and your foreign friends. Uh, I've got a rickshaw. I'm not outrunning them if you piss them off. He actually hands you back the 20. He's like, I'm happy to drop you a good ways away. I'm also happy to, if you don't go in, walk you away. But if you get out and walk towards there, that's it. I'm out of here, and I don't know you guys.
Actually refunds all our money and gives us some more.
All right, that's fine. I think that with that information, I think Warren will turn to the rest of the party and say, like, I think we should just do a reconnoiter. I don't know that contacting them today is the best idea, especially if we don't have an escape plan in place.
Definitely just gather information. I don't think we should be kicking the hornet's nest quite yet. This seems a little bit more well armed than the Juju house.
Yeah, these guys are training to overthrow the government, so there's probably a bunch of them, and they're probably armed.
Yeah, I mean, Martin, you remember last session that your buddy told you that they have a lot of weaponry, including 230 cals and a 60 millimeter mortar.
Yeah, so
So if you if you say or do the wrong thing, this is gonna get really real really fast.
As we're going along, I'm going to be checking to make sure that we're not being followed.
Okay.
And I'll let Martin know in case we are. Do you want me to roll a spot?
You definitely have to if that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I know, but I had to ask.
well, there's that other lady who was following us, right? So
there's a couple people that may be following us, and I don't trust any of them. All right, let's do my spot hidden. Hopefully I'll do well, but we never know. Yes, I did a regular spot hidden.
Okay. You do not see anyone following you.
All right, I let Martin know that. That doesn't mean they aren't still, but
all right. Yeah, so I guess we just try to enjoy the ride and not breathe too many heavy metal or whatever chemicals from all the industry.
Okay, so he takes you down the street, and there is an extremely noisy foundry building, and right next to it is a warehouse that just looks completely boarded up and abandoned. And both of these things are right on, clicking on OBS and on the browser, right on this corner here. And he takes you past the warehouse, very pointedly does not look at the warehouse as he's taking you by it, but about 2 blocks later he pulls up and says, all right, so that really noisy foundry and the boarded up warehouse building right next to it, that warehouse building is the one you're looking for. And I'm assuming that they use the noise of the foundry to cover up their internal training.
Is there when we were riding past, is there like a tea house or some place where we could, take a look at the warehouse without being too obvious?
There is not. They have chosen this location very well. The whole area is either super industrial or boarded up, empty buildings. So there's not a good place for you to unobtrusively observe them.
Have to go in.
Okay. Do you want to do a walk by in the other direction, so we can maybe try to get a closer look without provoking a response?
Sure. So you're gonna get out of the rickshaw and then just walk back towards the docks.
Yeah, we'll walk back towards Pushi, heading
Okay.
west.
Okay. Make a spot hidden roll as you walk by. Hard success. Okay, so
Rolling.
there are a couple of empty buildings um, on either side uh, of the warehouse that you were pointed to, and you notice at each one of them uh, there are two guards uh, looking out and observing you. With a hard spot hidden, you don't think that they noticed you doing surveillance, but you definitely saw them.
Okay, I kind of stumble around a bit and maybe act like a drunk person who's sort of lost as we move past.
Okay. Okay. Are you doing anything else before you head back to the dock, or are you just you did your quick little reconnaissance and now you're gonna regroup?
Um, I think the rickshaw driver was pretty emphatic that just walking in there without a plan is probably not an awesome idea. So maybe we should think about how we want to approach these people.
That's why I was thinking they supposedly have Brady working with them, where we can always go in saying, um, we're here to help Jack Brady and that we have a mutual enemy.
Um, Maybe not at the warehouse where they have the machine guns and the mortar, though. Maybe there's some other place we can talk to them and broach that question.
This is he wouldn't talk to us at the tea shop. This is the only other place that we can possibly talk to him, as far as we know.
Um,
I don't like it any more than you do, but yeah, we have, this is the only definite spot we've been given besides the tea shop, and he absolutely refused to talk to us at the tea shop.
Do we have anything or know anything that you'd want, or?
Well, we do know about the island. We do know a few things about specifics. We can at least tell them that we've been able to put a crimp on their style in New York, England, and in stop some things going on in Egypt.
are you talking about what do you want to say to Brady, or what do you want to talk, or the revolutionaries?
Well, the revolutionaries are working with Jack Brady, but he's working with them. They might not do anything extremely harmful to us if we don't say we're friends of Jack Brady's, but we are people who want to help Jack Brady, and we have a mutual enemy, and we're willing to work with him in stopping whatever he's trying to stop. Because it's obviously he's a thorn to their side. I mean, they've tried to kill him, not this group, but the other group. The cult has tried to kill him multiple times. We've already gotten that information. So as far as I'm concerned, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
But is there anything that we can offer the revolutionaries?
Get on their good side.
Yeah, like,
Give us an in. Get us an in.
like a gun shipment, or I don't know what we need. Ammunition, bandages, or any other kind of supplies?
You don't currently have anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
our
going to be
Japanese friend
this is going to be difficult no matter what. We could also let him know that at least one lady is besides the cult. There's a lady that's after him. I'm thinking that the way that our friend reacted to his name would seem to indicate to me she's kind of pissed at him.
Maybe, but wasn't that?
I'm just guessing, though.
That could be because like he visited those monks who had all that knowledge of the past, and they got freaking murdered by some eldritch horror.
That's true too. I mean, we don't have a whole lot to offer, but we're kind of short on information, and I don't know if we're going to ever have something they specifically want.
Can we get anything from the Japanese naval officer?
Well, there is one more piece of information we have. We do know that his girlfriend has been taken or is missing.
Well, I thought he got his girlfriend out.
No, she disappeared from the other place.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that she disappeared
True.
from Brady.
That's true.
That guy or the other pimp was really upset because like he paid a bunch of money to get her, and then like she just took off or something.
Mm-hmm. The other thing is maybe he doesn't know fully about Ho Fang.
Is that the import-export guy?
Yes. And also about the boat that comes in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to rack my brain in terms of like what can we offer the revolutionaries so they don't just kill us because we might be a security risk to them. Well, or I guess we can follow Luis's plan if we don't, or if we have no other ideas. Maybe we can just do it, and hopefully we won't all die. Or maybe only like Luis and I should go, so the rest of the party can continue if it goes badly.
That's true. I'm willing to risk it.
So what
And it makes sense for you because you're at least, you speak the language. I somewhat speak it, and they might put a little trust to you, especially being former military.
Yeah, maybe I could say that I also want to help out the cause or something.
That's what I was thinking.
Plus,
go for an interview.
Plus, I could be useful. I could offer my services knowing a little bit more about various parts of espionage.
Yeah, I think that's probably a better tack if we approach before we just talk. I don't know that going in and just asking about Brady is the best thing. Maybe we can go over and try to offer our services first, and at least that way they won't just kill us out of hand.
All right. So do you and I go over there then?
Yeah, there's no need to endanger the rest of the party.
Right. Okay. So I guess Martin and I are heading over there. I will let Martin lead. Since that he would probably get a better look, a better a better face than me, foreigner.
Okay. Before you guys go in, What is everyone else doing while Martin and Lewis go on this suicide run? I mean, go investigate the warehouse.
Worst comes to worst, we just roll some new characters.
Like, can't read my books because somebody stole all my books.
That is true.
I say the other three go to a tea shop that's nearby.
Wait for the bat signal.
There is no tea shop nearby. Nice. Okay.
All right. What do you want? Shall we head over, George, then? Or, I mean, there's no place for them to go. I mean, should we just have them wander back to the.
Yeah, maybe like head a few blocks away, and if you hear gunfire, just keep moving.
Oh, it's a plan.
So it basically makes no difference where we are.
Okay. That's great.
I always love a good suicide run.
Tell me what your plan is. You start walking back up, and you're coming up to the really noisy foundry building.
Oh,
You
can I give my gun to somebody else? So if they.
Yeah. I'm giving my gun to.
Okay, so you're coming in unarmed.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. Okay.
Well, I figure if we're gonna be surrounded anyway, it's gonna be bad anyway.
Yeah, we're not gonna fight our way out of this.
Although if
Yeah,
you
you
truly are
understand the logic.
revolutionaries, it's not unusual maybe that you would have something.
Well, I'll have my holster so they can see that I was carrying, but just as a sign of respect, I'm not gonna bring my gun over there.
Fair.
And I'm trying to show respect by letting Martin be the face because he's the Chinese national.
And I think we should try to approach in a way that's very open and obvious. So, as we approach, does that draw any attention or any activity?
So where are you approaching to? So you're coming up to the noisy foundry building. You know that next to it is the warehouse that, at least from the front side, is completely boarded up. And you know that next to that, the next two buildings, while apparently vacant, there are armed guards in the doorway of each of the buildings.
Can I approach with my hands out of my pockets and just very visible and just approach the guards?
You can.
And if they don't say anything, can I say, hello, brothers? I heard through the grapevine that this is a place where my friend and I might be able to offer our services.
So one of the guys kind of steps forward and looks at you and says, and what services are those?
I say that, I'm a career soldier with service not only in the Great War, but I've also fought over here for a number of years. And I can rattle off people I've served under and battles I fought in China. and I say that my friend here is has a particular set of skills and knowledge of foreign governments that might be of use to your organization as well.
So he was about to accept your bona fides, and then he takes, one look at Lewis and is like, well, that man is no soldier. I'm not really sure what services you think that that you can offer us. Who is it that you think you're talking with?
I let him know or I say the name of the organization. I don't remember, out of character. I don't remember.
So you're telling him that you're looking to join Firm Action.
Yeah, or to offer. My friend and I are looking to offer our services to Firm Action.
So he kind of looks at you and says, and all this time he's speaking in Chinese, or Shanghai Chinese, and he says, "I'll tell you this as a courtesy, as one fighter to another. We don't allow outsiders to just join Firm Action. You have to be invited. And usually that is by getting involved in one of the political arms of New China first, and then being chosen. Occasionally someone with your bona fides might be able to do a service to us just by recommendation. You and I probably know enough of the same people. But this is New China. We don't allow outsiders."
I say, I understand. I had just heard, though, that you had worked with a man named Jack Brady. Who...
So once you say Brady's name, you instantly, this is no longer a peaceful conversation anymore. He and his partner both pull large caliber rifles and point them at you, and the guys who are across the street see their comrades draw, and they immediately draw on you. And he says, "Where did you hear that name?"
Out of character, I don't remember, but I tell him the truth where we heard that Jack was helping out.
So you heard this from a Japanese intelligence officer. Is this really what you're telling him?
Oh, right.
I have it on good notion that Hirohito himself.
Okay. Let me think. Well, I guess it can be vague, right? I motion to my friend and I say, as I mentioned, my friend is involved in the intelligence apparatus of a foreign government, and we heard through the grapevine that a foreign mercenary named Jack Brady was helping your organization, and that's sort of true.
Do I want to end this campaign tonight?
Told you. Maybe I shouldn't have ordered that mini of my character.
Well, 3 members of the party can continue. So
that just means 2 of us are dead.
Well, well, no one's died after like a whole year of playing. Well, not on screen, anyways.
Right.
What's going on?
All right, I tell
Turns
you
out
what.
to be Alejandro.
Alejandro, the other Jack.
He's been behind it all along.
Okay, I tell you what. Let's. I know it's a little bit early, but let's take our break now while I try and figure out how nice I want to be. And we'll come back in 10 minutes or so and figure things out.
Rolling for initiative is a time-honored tradition.
You know, you don't even roll in this system, which is so weird, but...
Yeah.
You know, that's you're right. That is the strangest thing.
No, I kind of like it how it is kind of dex-based.
Well, that's just BRP.
I don't understand why Jack Brady is drawing such like virulent reactions from people. Like he must have really pissed a whole bunch of people off or something.
You think?
Well, that or it sounds like he either really pisses people off or he really gets them to be loyal.
Do you
It's
guys
one or the other?
Did you guys ever
killed his dog?
The Third Man, or and then listen to Orson Welles?
Hey, we didn't kill his dog, so we're not going to be killed for stealing his car and killing his dog.
Did you guys ever see The Third Man and Harry Lime, and then listen to the radio productions of like prior to The Third Man, the adventures, the many lives of Harry Lime? So the Jack Brady is like a Harry Lime character. Every time he's mentioned, it's like completely different. Everybody's pissed at him, and he so reminds me of a Harry Lime type of character. At this point, you just mention his name, conversations are over.
All right, let's come back in 10, and we'll figure out where we go from there. All right.
I love how he just threw off the keeper.
I mean, of all the warehouses I thought you were going to try to break into, I thought it was going to be Hofang's. I didn't think that, because that's where we were at the end of the last episode. Was you guys were trying to figure out where to steal a boat so that you could break into Hofang's warehouse. I did not figure that you were going to do this, but
just make the Hofang warehouse this warehouse.
Right.
It's a warehouse. All right.